Welcome, everybody, to the next episode of our podcast, No Meeting Rooms Available with Brent Collins. Hi, I'm Brent Collins.
Aaron Rector.
I'm Jamie Blakely.
You don't need a long formal introduction to Aaron and Jamie. You already met them on our last episode. You also learned that I call them the ADHD twins and that we worked side by side together in recruitment marketing for a previous company. We talked about organically forming a supportive team culture, a manager's obligation and influence in that culture, and how associates can experience the authenticity of an employer brand through the relationship with their manager. We also learned about Jamie's poor little crying closet, and I hope that she never has to use another one again. So what are we going to talk about in this episode? Well, we'll probably get a little bit of whining and complaining, and we'll probably talk more about leadership and some other things related to recruitment marketing. Well, it's all sorts of fun, so yeah, let's see.
Do you think that people in other departments, or even in the same department, have a clue what we do, or why it's different than what comms team does, or why it's different than the marketing team does?
I don't think so. I don't think that a lot of teams that you work with understand really what we do, and I think that's really the fault of me personally in my partnerships, because I didn't do a good job of.
Do you think that a leader or a department leader
I definitely think so, but
in that regard?
But this is where I'm getting to that point.
Okay.
Is I do think that what I've learned is all I can control is me and my stuff, and the better I have my shit together, the better I can advocate for myself to be clear with partners of, here's how I want to work, here's what you can expect, and here's what we can offer. I can't rely on anybody else to do that for me.
Fortunately, Aaron is not the only one to make that realization that your manager may not always step up for you. They may not even know how to step up for you, or they may think that they are stepping up for you. So no matter how much they should be and not, you have to step up for yourself if you want to get anywhere in your career. You've got to practice self-advocacy, even self-promotion. These are skills that are going to be critical to your success in a corporate environment. It may not feel natural, but you've done good things. Other people should understand that you do good things, or even that something's important to you. Other people need to know this. Don't take for granted that people care as much as you about the work that you do, or even how to best communicate that to people who matter.
That's where you have to become a master at your craft. You have to also become a master at communicating in those environments and just continuing to remind people, because there's just emails and Teams chats and PowerPoints and all these things that we just see every day. And so you just have to kind of continue to be relational, right? And build that, but then consistent in reminding people, hey, here's how we're going to try to keep doing this. Oh, that's my take.
Okay.
I'm not
No, I mean, my point of view is, this is probably a larger thing where people kind of pretend to know that, because people don't want to admit when they don't know something, so they play along with it and be like, recruitment marketing, yeah, okay, yeah, no, I get it. And then you try to talk and you're explaining, and these might even be senior level people, and you're like, I don't think we're talking the same language. Yeah. Like, I assumed you knew this because you're the director of TA, but here I am trying to present and justify what we do and how we do it and what it's all about, and I totally took for granted that you even knew why I'm here and what role I have to play in helping you reach your goals.
A lot of times people just think it's the pipelining of, hey, we need to make sure that people are finding our jobs. But there's so much more, and the fun stuff comes in when you can create a story or, multiple stories that is expressing some aspirational, but also just like being transparent and being able to highlight the benefits of where you are.
Fun stuff, he says. Let's save that F word for our own little recruitment marketing family, because fun is often associated with unimportant or frivolous. So if we want to get our seat at the table, fun just can't exist in our vocabulary when we talk about the things that we do, all right? I know that Aaron means well, and I know what he means. We got to use words like critical, strategic, influence tactics, or, other corporate power jargon stuff if we want to sharpen our role's brand perception. It's all about semantics. The word fun is not going to do us any favors.
People are really scared to ask questions because they don't want to look stupid and be dumb.
Right.
I don't know at what point decided to throw out the window and be like, I'm going to ask the dumb questions. And that is one of my biggest pieces of advice for people is be the person who asks the dumb questions.
Yeah.
Because everybody else is sitting there being like, I told the new kid the other day, he was like, I just didn't feel like I should speak up in that meeting and say that, or about whatever the brand thing was. I was like, no, this is something you need to learn. You be the person to ask. Like, ask the dumb questions, because then you're going to learn a lot more, and then people are going to give you more respect. And everybody else is feeling the same way, and they don't know what anybody's talking about.
And
so it's a part of that culture,
that's
too,
exactly
of
what I
like
was
laying
say.
that out. Yeah,
you have to be comfortable with your team and say, hey, y'all, let's. I need y'all to like answer some of my stupid questions for a bit, because I need to figure this out.
I think that's a sign of a very healthy team and a very healthy culture, when you've got people who are asking stupid questions. Well, the reason is either we have a really safe team culture where we can do that, or they're legitimately an idiot. One of the worst things that can happen is you're on that team meeting or whatever, and they go, does anybody have any questions? And it's dead silent.
Yep.
Or if it's like, okay, nobody has any questions. It's so discouraging from my point of view when nobody has anything that they want to bring up and they just want to get the heck out of there. Take that as a sign as a disengaged team when that happens often.
Yeah.
For sure. The other day I was in an AI workshop, because we talk about AI all the time. And they're like talking. And so I'm in this workshop and they're talking about, well, this is like generative and this is agentic. And I was like, I'm sorry, excuse me. What the hell does agentic mean? And then no one in that room knew. And they were like, actually, we all don't know either. And I was like, see, just ask it, because everybody else is feeling the same way. And you're being talked at about this constantly. But no one knows what we're talking about.
That was great. I applaud you for doing that. And I think if there was a moment, if there was an opportunity where you could just like pause the situation. All right, well, let's talk about what just happened.
Yeah.
Why did we all just pretend that we knew what this, like, eventually we were going to figure this out? If they keep talking long enough, we'll figure it out.
That you have, the persona you have to put on, and then for a moment you're like, wait a minute, does anyone know what we're talking about here?
And then it's like, I could have just wasted my hour. This is where it goes back to, like, it's all like, if you have connections and you work better together and you feel comfortable talking to each other, I'm like, we could have just wasted an hour talking about something that none of us knew what the hell we were talking about.
Sure. Jamie and anyone else in that meeting could have quietly used AI to get the answer quickly in a selfish little digital transaction so nobody knew. But Jamie went the old school human-to-human route. And I believe she's right doing it that way, because she earned gratitude from the folks who also didn't know, respect and admiration. She communicated that her personal brand includes courage, awareness of herself and others, and frankly, I just don't give a crap. And that is courage. That is leadership DNA. That's bold, and I love it.
In a different context, though, messy conversations, having a space to, when we don't know what we're talking about, getting people on the same page and having clarity of understanding. And through a lot of trial and error and humility, humor, hopefully you can just laugh at yourself. And so we want to learn from each other. But also, like, sometimes it's just, let's call it what it is. It's like we're pretty dumb sometimes.
And I think that...
Yeah, go ahead, Brent.
Oh, go ahead, Jamie.
Well, I was just going to say, I know we need to wrap up soon, but Brent, I wanted to hear from your perspective. How did it feel that dinner that you were stuck on the end of the table with Aaron and I when we were brainstorming the most amazing campaign we could ever build in the world?
Right. So let me see if I'm following here. It was the conversation, I believe, with the two of you.
Yeah. You didn't want to be a part of it, I don't think.
Yeah, we looped you in. We said you're a part of this now.
Yeah, I think by proximity of me sitting next to you all, it was like that gravitational pull. Like, I can't get out of this. It was really funny because you all are feeding off of each other. I believe that there is something magnetic when a couple of ADHD folks get together and they start to collaborate, because they're feeding each other energy through their interaction, which feeds them the dopamine, which then amplifies the engagement that they're sharing with each other. And so then there's no such thing as a bad idea. The sky's the limit and everything is great between the ADHD folks who are on the same page and they're pumping each other up. And it's so funny to witness.
Was it funny or were you miserable? I couldn't tell.
No. It was funny. I maybe the expression on my face was not that, but it was very interesting and entertaining, because when I was hearing the content of the conversation, it was like, yeah, that's a good idea. Because like I said before, we worked beside each other, but never together as a team. And it was that opportunity to say, hey, let's do something as a team. We all get along really well, so let's do something together. And so you guys were going back and forth and sharing the energy and the ideas. And I'm looking at that, and I'm going, I agree with everything you say. But as I kind of step back a little bit from the content of what you're saying, I look at the context of why and how it's being said. And I'm like, yeah, this is insane. Look at him go.
Well,
this is crazy.
I think so much of it in that situation was we had been wanting a way for us to have something that we could do together that we were excited about. And so the excitement of the potential of that and going, hey, this is an idea that we could do. It fueled that. And it's driven by, we go back to the beginning of it, by like working together. Like we were just, we were like, oh my gosh, we wanted to work together on something that we could do for our team to improve our team, but also we have opportunity to show internally what we could do. And so and so when you have like people that you trust, we have ADHD that we just, to your point, fed off of each other. And we were in person for one of the first times. And some wine, the alcohol doesn't help. We were in person and we were just, that energy is like, we have had so many fun phone calls, Zoom calls where we get to chat to each other. But it was getting to be in an environment where you're creating and co-creating with to work,
that was like the most
collaborate with others.
Right. So long. And that's where I'm like, even if you're not being fostered a team culture, like seek out those people, make those connections, because you should have fun at your job. Like that was the most fun and creative we'd had, and it's because we were together. And it's like the inevitable happened. Like nothing would have changed RTO.
Right.
Like that was gonna happen. But can you imagine the 6 months leading up to that if we'd never like connected, and how awful it would have been by yourselves going through that versus the inevitable still happened. RTO
and you
still
get
happened.
good stuff, bad stuff. You get through it with people, and it's better doing it.
Yep.
Yeah. No, you guys are great. I agree with you 100%. We had a lot of the shared experiences, and we didn't know that we were having these shared experiences or these shared issues until we started opening up and kind of trusting each other and leaning on each other. And yeah.
I mean, you have someone who just pulls you in and is like, no, we're going to talk about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Jamie's going to pull you in. No, I think it's because there's a need for it. We built our own team safe space, taking down some of those walls. That's one of the takeaways for anybody is lean on your team, be vulnerable, test the waters for the safety of that team. And then when you do,
and even if it's not the whole team, and not that you're not inclusive to try to bring anyone who wants to be in. Some people don't want that and have their family life and whatever, and are just, I'm here to work, and that's okay. But hey, everyone's welcome here. But this space is for us to kind of be real with each other
and make the time and the effort, even though it seems sometimes you're like, I have so much to do. Like that's
it's important.
It is really important to make that time and effort.
Yeah, that's a great point of view. Do you guys have a few minutes to do some easy rapid fire questions? Just
I got to get going
like bounce
ASAP. And I'm sorry, man.
All right, so let me see if I can recap here. Lean on your team, support one another, then abruptly leave them in the middle of a podcast that was scheduled weeks ago to go see a movie. Cool.
You guys have been very generous in sharing your point of view and letting the people kind of get some insight into recruitment marketing life inside of a big corporation. So I want to say thank you. You guys have been great teammates. Is there any parting words that you'd like to say to the people?
I'm just nervous of what clips you're going to put together and how I'm going to sound on them. I haven't even seen one of your podcasts, so I'm stoked, man. I'm stoked to see how it all turns out.
I just want to say I'm so proud of you, Brent.
Yeah.
This is so cool. I love it, and I have cherished my time working with y'all. I know like today's like technically your last day, and it makes me so sad, but I know that we will continue to be the bestest of friends, and I know we're going to work together again one day.
No doubt.
Maybe we'll do another podcast.
There's something here.
All right.
You know a girl loves to yap. I'm like, I'll do this any day.
Awesome. Cool. Well, Aaron, I'll let you go.
All right. See you guys.
All right. See ya.
Were we on the same call earlier this week when we said this was going to be an hour, and then Aaron decided to buy movie tickets at 1 p.m.?
Yes.
I was really pissed. I was slightly so pissed. I was like, oh, I'm going to lose it. Like, I was like, I'm already frustrated.
Yeah.
And then I was like, that just really sent me over that. I was like, I'm going to kill you. It's fine now. But
See, everybody's fine.
All right.
yes.
Just Jamie in the hot seat. So the first thing I want to start with is, Jamie, what's your favorite beverage? It could be alcoholic,
Pinot Noir.
non-alcoholic. What is it?
Pinot Noir.
Pinot Noir. Okay, very good.
Or Diet Coke.
All right, is there... Do you ever mix them together? Is
That is disgusting.
something that would ever
No.
happen? Yeah, I agree with you on that one. All right, well, what brings you energy?
People, actually. I get my energy from other people.
100%. Yep, I believe that about you. Are you an extrovert? Do you consider yourself an extrovert?
Are you-
Yeah, I think
Shocking,
it would be, yeah.
right?
Yeah, if you weren't, you mask your introversion very well. Like, so that would be
If I
draining.
said
So
I was
no,
an
I think you're definitely.
introvert, then everybody would be like, that girl has no self-awareness.
She's a complete liar.
And I'd be like, well, I don't know if I should listen to anything that girl just said, because she has no self-awareness.
What is a good day at work for you?
A day that I get to finish something off my to-do list.
Okay.
Also a day that I get to talk to other people.
Be around other
Yes.
people. Be around other people. Yeah. All right. Well, that all makes sense. Why would anybody want to have your job?
The reason I like recruitment marketing is at the end of the day, we're getting to do something exciting and give people a job. Like, who's not happy to get a new job? I love like the sneaky, creepy part of it. That's like really smart and strategic. It's like, I'm using it for good. I'm using the evil for good, if that makes sense. It's like, we're giving someone a job. So just bringing happiness to people and changing their lives is why I would suggest it to anybody, I guess.
More meaningful and very fun. So I get that. All right. Where do you think you have the greatest frustrations in your job?
Lack of communication is so frustrating to me. Just
Okay.
taking like 30 seconds to be like, hey, this is why this is happening. Chef's kiss. Then I know what I'm doing. When you have no idea why you're doing something, it's very frustrating. So lack of communication.
Yeah, I can relate to that one too. Where is your favorite place to have a meeting?
Outside. I love being outside. So I know like when we do our team calls, like anytime I can be outside and taking a call, I'm going to do it.
All right, cool. Where's the worst place to have a meeting then?
The fishbowl from hell.
Fishbowl. Yeah,
that's an
there is
inside
some
joke.
trauma bent up in there. There's some ghosts and past trauma in that fishbowl.
That hot fishbowl from hell.
Yeah, my only 2 visits to that fishbowl, and none of them were positive. So, yeah, I 100% agree with that.
For listeners, there's a meeting room in the middle of the floor of the building, and it's just like a glass meeting room, so everybody can see you. And we had a very intense on-site in there for about 2 days, and it was really hot. And we
Yeah.
were all really
It
miserable.
got hot and very. The temperature was hot and the argument was heated itself. So
I mean, Aaron slammed
it
his head
was-
on the desk at one point.
That was great. Yeah. I wish he was still on the call. We'd go into that. Never seen anything like that. A reaction that was quite that honest in something that was said. All right. We can't get into that right now. What is your favorite thing about going to a conference?
The parties.
The parties. Okay. I was going to say you're probably like, all the people. I get to meet and hang out with a bunch of
Yeah,
people.
same
so
thing, yeah.
Probably not too. Yeah, same thing. All right. What's the worst thing about going to a conference?
The party. No, I'm just kidding. Vendors. Like being
Vendors,
sold
yeah.
constantly. I'm just
The
like,
ones
please
who
go
actually make
away.
it possible. What is your favorite brand?
Okay, one of the most innovative and smart marketing campaigns for a brand was Charlie XCX's Brat that she rolled out last summer. That took the world by storm, and it's just an ugly font on a really ugly green background. But everybody knows that, synonymous with her, and it just like took off. Even like the president's like tweeting about Brat. It's so basic, but it's encompasses like her whole like vibe of that is just like messy trash. Everybody right now is feeling like
Branding.
chaotic and messy, and so it's like yes. Yes, I feel that.
What do you think the most overused phrase in recruitment marketing is to candidates?
God, your career starts here, or this is your
That's a
home.
good one.
Like, your career starts here is like the most overused one, I think.
If that was true, your home or your career starts in about 7,000 different companies, doesn't it? Because they're all the same.
Me, I'm about to go post an ad. Says your career starts here. I'm like,
Oh, really?
No, I'm just
Oh,
kidding.
so you're. Oh, I was gonna say you're causing the problem.
Oh, I've definitely put it in the ad before, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, ChatGPT loves that one.
Jeez. Well, you know why? Because it's pulling from all of that. And it's like, oh, clearly this is a thing. So yeah, here's my recommendation. Oh, this is garbage. Thanks for that. Okay.
Thanks, chat.
All right. I don't have anything else.
Those are all the rapid fire questions. I like it.
Yeah. I could probably come up with some more if you wanted to.
Should have asked you back. Well, now I kind of want to know. What's your favorite brand?
I'm a big soccer player, so I like Adidas.
Adidas versus Nike. Adidas all the way. What's your favorite marketing campaign? I know you love the Jaguar.
I like that one for reasons that someone in marketing and that marketing mindset would like it or hate it. It takes so many people to approve anything. The bigger the company, the more things that you've got to approve. And there's so many things that I think it just takes so much either just dumb courage or stupidity or strategy or whatever it is. It's so awesome when someone can go and look at that and just go, yeah, do that. And it's not the safe route. It's not the one that everybody be like, you know what we should do? Stick to what we've got, do what's expected. That's part of the brand. And someone's like, no. And then they convince someone else and convince somebody else. Like, that story to me is the most compelling, that a brand can do that. And we'll see if that turns out to be smart strategy or just complete suicide.
It is very fascinating. It's like, how did you do that? It is a...
Yeah, like I can't get regular stuff that's safe to get approved. And they're like, you know, we're just going to do something totally random and crazy. And someone's like, yes, millions of dollars. Put that into it. Go. It could ruin everything, but do it.
To pull that off, and I'm like, how did you?
Yeah, and you're like, I just want to tell some, candidate stories. Like, no, we're not going to do that. Well, it's going to be really authentic about who we are. No, I don't like that. It doesn't sound very positive. But you know what we're going to do is we're going to fund this initiative over here. We're just going to see what happens. I don't know. It's crazy.
Okay, I have one last question for you. What is one goal you want to achieve, like in your career, or would like be the coolest thing? So for me, it's like if I can have an ad in Times Square, that's like my ultimate. Like I would die happy. I've made it. Like that's like I would just want to do that so bad. So what's yours?
Wow. I think it shifted over time because I think earlier in my career I would have said something like that, where it would have been, you know what, if I had created a campaign that is known throughout households everywhere, that's probably where I am hosting a little podcast.
Well, this is fun. Thanks.
Yeah, if we would have done this 3 months ago, this would have been a totally different tone. Now that everything's kind of settled a little bit, it's like, yeah, let's just keep that behind us.
Well, that's a wrap on this episode of No Meeting Rooms Available. Aaron, we hope that you really enjoyed your movie today. We're sorry it was an inconvenience for you to have this pre-scheduled podcast that we all agreed upon. Just kidding. We care, we love, we joke, but that's the point here. You've got to develop the relationships inside your workplace, and especially in these challenging times where these corporate environments are often trying to dehumanize their associates or, well, frankly, trying to be more machine-like. Produce more, produce it faster, be more reliable, be more dependable, make sure you're optimizing yourself. And those are all really good things in a sense, but it sometimes comes at the sacrifice of actually being human and making the human connections. And we are so caught up in trying to be more like machines that we're being machines to each other. And so that's the point that I want to make here, is that you need to lean on your team. That's the fun of getting the work done. In our recruitment marketing mindset here and the team that we work with, that is important for reflecting an authentic employer brand. Everybody wants to go to market and say this is a great place to work. And sometimes that isn't the actual experience inside those walls, no matter how much they try to say we can validate this. Because a lot of times that interaction you have with your manager can determine the authenticity of that message you go to market with. So make sure you're putting a lot of focus there. Be human, be intentional about building the relationships and the connections, because that's what makes an authentic employer brand and a place that everybody wants to work.